Hello. Okay, so depending on what time you're watching this, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm here in the evening, and I've just had a couple of students that were a little bit confused on how to do the first part of the building an atom lab, and then actually on Wednesday, we're going to do the second part of it. So what I'm going to do is the first part I will put in one video, and then the second part I'll put in the next video. So let's just take a look at what you were expected to do today. That's on Tuesday. So what I wanted you to do was be able to make an atom that shows stable atoms or ions. And remember, an ion is just an atom that has kind of different amount of protons than it does electrons. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And then we're going to try and identify an element, draw some models of atoms, and determine whether it's a neutral atom or an ion. And then we're just going to go over some vocabulary words. So the first thing I'm going to do is this, open up the Build an Atom simulator. And I'll ask you to open up the net charge, the mass number, and the stable or unstable. So this part's kind of fun because it lets you build it, and then you also get to see, okay, whether it's going to be an unstable atom. Let me show you what that looks like. Um, you can kind of play with this, obviously, but if I make an element with one proton, it's going to be hydrogen. And if I look at a periodic table, that's going to be right there. Hydrogen is one. Now if I add a proton, it's going to jump over here to helium. So we're kind of identifying it as a helium atom because it's got two protons. Okay. Right now it's stable. If I add another proton, it becomes unstable. So just kind of realize that if I take it away, it becomes stable again. So let's go back and just see here. Okay, what particles go in the center of the atom? We can answer that. You can see that we put these two in the center of our atom. Question 2, what is the center of the atom called? You should be able to figure this out, but this is called its nucleus. So it's kind of the center. Now what I want you to do is, by yourself, go ahead and answer this question. Okay. How can I make something that is unstable stable? What do I have to do to it? So kind of mess around. Obviously, there's really only two things you can do. Add neutrons or add electrons. So go ahead and tell me what you have to do to make anything stable. You can play with this a few times, but try and find like a general rule that you can make it stable. Okay, question number 3 here, or kind of third part here. These just leave your practice example 1, 2, and 3. What I want you to do is make your own elements, and you will just go ahead and tell me, okay, what's in your nucleus? So what's in the middle? So right now, if I said this, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 protons and 1 neutron. So that's what I would write here. And you can just do 4 protons, 1 neutron. Okay, so screenshot your atom. I think on your Chromebooks, this is kind of you press Control, and then there's a button along the top that looks like a box with 2 lines next to it. I can do something slightly different. I'm going to do this, screenshot, and then I can just paste that in there. Okay. Is it stable or unstable? What if I look? Mine is right now unstable. I would write unstable. And what element is it? I can see if I look here, or if I bring it up bigger. Beryllium. Beryllium. There you go. Do that a couple more times. So I'm going to have 3 different examples. Okay. Next, explain what you notice about the charge of your atom or ion. If you click this, have this open, it's going to show you your net charge. Right now it's got a +3 charge. So we could write something about that. I could think, okay, where is that +3 coming from? What numbers how am I getting 3 with the numbers I've got here? I'll tell you, neutrons don't count because they're neutral. There's no charge. But like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus signs and 1 negative sign. So I can see these two are cancelling out. Again, can play with that, see if you can figure it out. Explain what is the rule for making a neutral atom which has no charge. See if you can make something that ends up with a 0. How can I make a positive ion? How can I make a negative ion? And then just tell me how you figured that out. Okay, finally, you are going to go ahead and identify 3 examples of stable atoms. Include one with neutral charge, one with a positive charge, and one with a negative charge. And just see, okay, can I still make it stable even if it's got a different charge? So you'll just kind of go through here, tell me how many protons, neutrons, electrons, screenshot again, what's the charge, and then just here, either delete what's not used or highlight what is used, whatever you want to do. And then finally, understanding the mass. What can you tell me about the mass of each atom? Kind of figure that out as far as what's the rule. Okay, that's part 1. So that was today or Tuesday's assignment. I'll stop here. I'll do another video for part